Hey! It's Enrico Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
What is up, everybody? Welcome in. Pallazzo Podcast, 2 L's, 2 Z's. You guys know the deal. It's your boy, Mike Virginia, joined by my good buddy, Britton Allan, back from vacation. 2 T's, 2 L's with the lovely artwork in the background there. How we doing, my friend?
Doing great. It's good to be back. It's been too long, Mike V. It's been too long. I had a lovely vacation, and we got back Friday, late Friday. So yesterday we were back, and then today it kind of sunk in. You know how after you go on a vacation, and even though I cleared my calendar and all that stuff, it's still like I know what's going to happen tomorrow morning. I know what's going to happen tomorrow, and I'm absolutely dreading it. All the stuff I put off is about to come to fruition. What did they say? The chickens are coming to the eggs. No, that's not it.
The chickens are coming home to roost or something.
They're coming home to roost, whatever that means. Fornicate in my front lawn, probably. That'd be a lot more interesting than what's going to happen tomorrow to my email work account.
Can't wait for that.
How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. I also was on vacation last week, not this previous one, but last week, in the glorious Ocean City, Maryland, with my wife and my son, getting ready to have a baby here in the next 3 weeks. So
congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Getting my kitchen redone, my floors redone, and a baby shower all wrapped up in those 3 weeks. So yeah, should be fun and very interesting. So
congratulations. I have 2 daughters, and I'm it was interesting, like how you hear all those things about, well, your first child, like if a spoon drops to the ground, you pick it up and like put it, like wash it and all that stuff. And then the second child comes around, if the spoon sits on the floor, you don't even like if there's a couple hairs on it, you just stick it back in your mouth anyway. You're like, yeah, it's fine.
Right.
I mean, what's some hairs going to do to you? No,
right.
It's all good.
Somebody sent me a video very similar where the first child was, they got like fancy music playing in the background and they're slicing strawberries ever so thinly. And then the second kid, he bites it and then spits it back out, bites it. Doesn't do any of the cutting. It's just literally him chewing it and spitting it out. And a little bit of this. That's what ends up happening.
Hey,
so.
It's all good. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. But while I am happy for you, I want to make sure that we have a nice spicy show. So I was thinking to myself, how do we get Mike V on one of his patented rants? Mike V is a very laid back, easygoing dude. That's why he's so popular. He knows how to pronounce names. Acuna. No one, in my experience, no one has ever left a remotely negative email about Mike V. Not once. And all these shows, not once. Just complimentary. It's very impressive. So I'm trying to get him going a little out of his comfort zone. So I was looking at it today, and I was like, all right, let's think of some hot button topics here. Let's get this party rolling. Fabulous waiver wire chat show. Let's start it off hot. All right, so the Hall of Fame stuff is today. Are you into that? CC Sabathia. And I was shocked. Like, I don't know your stance on the Hall of Fame. I kind of hate it. Like, I don't care about it. I don't want anything to do with it. And then I look and I see CC Sabathia. I was like, CC Sabathia? Like, I mean, he was good, right? But is he like Joe DiMaggio? Is he like Babe Ruth? Jackie Robinson? Oh yeah, Jackie Robinson. CC Sabathia, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm with you on that. I'm not really big into Hall of Fame anything really, because where do you draw the line at, right? It's all subjective, and the writers get to vote these guys in. It's a little weird. So I'm kind of torn, dude. Honestly, I think it's nice to have a hall, if you will, the proverbial hall of greatest players of all time, but you actually need a reward to show you that. Like, there's plenty of other players that people will talk about for a lifetime. We're still talking about Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio and all those other guys, Mickey Mantle, Ted Williams, all these guys that have played and come and gone. So, I think for me, at the end of the day, like, some of my favorite guys have gotten snubbed. Here you go. I'll get into the Hall of Fame rant here. You fired me up.
Do I have to mention Pete Rose? Will that help?
Yes.
I don't know.
There you go. All the steroid guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on record of saying this. Now you got me worked up. Congratulations.
Yes.
Like
Watch those comments roll in and
Yeah.
those likes. Mike V's on a roll.
It doesn't make sense to me, the people who go, oh, well, Barry Bonds doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because he took steroids. Steroids don't make you a better hitter. Steroids make you stronger and recover faster, but steroids don't improve hitting mechanics, hand-eye coordination, or work ethic. So a lot of people think steroids, even just in just any sport, really just as a super drug that makes you automatically a better athlete. It doesn't. Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Anybody who took steroids should be in the Hall of Fame because they already were naturally talented to begin with. Those steroids probably saved baseball, honestly, the steroid era.
Preach, brother.
Yeah.
Preach.
So I don't give a shit what anybody does with their body, nor should anybody else. So if those guys wanted to do it, let him in. And Pete Rose should be in as well because you're putting him in as a player, not as a coach.
All right. I agree with all that. I think they should put all the steroid, all the PED players in.
Yep.
I think steroids and PEDs were more likely not to give you an edge, which I'm sure they did a little bit, but most of it was to get you back from injuries sooner, more playing time. Yep. And that definitely helped. So if you're a player that didn't use PEDs and you got injured, you were at a disadvantage because a player that took PEDs probably came back from injury, but then probably had like his nuts removed like 10 years later. So there's also, there's a price to be paid for everything in life, Mike V. But I respectfully disagree about Pete Rose. So here's why.
Hang on really quick with Star. If you hit the ball harder and farther, steroids make you better. True, Star. For a guy like Melky Cabrera, it makes sense. For a guy like Barry Bonds, who is already strong and probably didn't need him to begin with anyways, in my personal opinion, Barry Bonds is the best hitter that ever lived. It's been close between him and Miguel Cabrera. They enhanced him, but again, steroids, I need you to really watch my mouth here. Steroids don't make you a better hitter. You have to have good hitting mechanics. I can't take steroids and hit the ball out of the ballpark 700 times. Keep that in mind. Watch it again. Steroids do not make you a better hitter. Mechanically, it doesn't make you better.
Here we go. All right, Star Platinum. Don't forget there's a comment section. Hit that like button and tell us how you really feel about all of this. But yeah, no, I mean, and the reason why Barry Bonds isn't in is because he did take steroids. I think everybody can agree with that. And he wasn't nice to the media. Like, you think Big Papi didn't take PEDs? You're crazy, dude. Of course he did. But he was so sweet and nice. Everybody liked him. So everybody brushes that off in any go. It's all a popularity contest. Let me talk about Pete Rose real quick.
Go ahead.
Deal. All right. He back then gambling was illegal, and he called and Federal Wire Act, all these illegal transactions. That was all illegal. Those were crimes, right? Yeah. Under the law back then. So while the Major League Baseball investigated it, they found evidence of all these crimes, and the commissioner came to him and said, "Tell you what, we'll stop investigating it, but you're banned from baseball for life, including the Hall of Fame." And you know what he said?
What's that?
He said, "Deal. Stop investigating me. Don't turn over the findings to the feds or the cops, and I accept the ban, including the Hall of Fame." Then years later roll by, and guess what? He wanted to change the deal after all the evidence was gone. So I figured you make a deal, you stick to the deal. I know you had a lot of hits, Pete Rose, but there's also some other stuff that went on. So now that we got all that angry stuff out of the way, yes, one more hot button topic. Who changed my banner?
That was Gove. Gove did bring it up, I think, on Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man, that's so funny because not you, but I remember saying, "Hey, well, it was one show when Michael Govier wasn't here. God bless you, Michael Govier. It started out as a prank, and I hope you took it that way. But I remember you were gone, or Mike Govier was gone, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to change the banner. Don't say anything." And then it went on for weeks, and nobody said anything, and I was like, "Well, this isn't a very good prank because no one cares." But anyway, it was all in good fun. So yeah, the banner thing I'm talking about, I changed it for Michael Govier's, and I put mine in.
Britton Allan,
yeah.
Need to add mine.
Yeah, why not, man? Whatever.
Josh White says, "Welcome back, Britton. Missed you. Happy Sunday. Thank you too for taking time out of your day to hang out with us degenerates." Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. You get the live chat fired up. Stars Platinum Sam, I'm wrong about steroids. I'm not. If you guys haven't done so, watch the documentary Bigger, Faster, Stronger. It actually talks about steroids. It's like a pro steroid documentary, but all of the nonsensical bullshit that the media feeds you in today's society. Steroids, it basically goes on and on and on about how a lot of these guys, basically what I just said, enhanced their already naturally God-given talent. So it's very, very good. I highly recommend it. Let's see. I don't have any questions in here so far, Britton.
Well, I've got a question for you.
Let's hear it.
And it will be an actual baseball question. And this is important because I think a lot of fans or a lot of baseball players have this dilemma. So I need pitching. On my waiver wire in that $50 auction league, I've got Landon Roop. He won the IL. I got to drop him. I need a pitcher. Zebby Matthews for the Twins has come up big. He's had one good start in his career. Now, it was a great one, but he's had one good one. The other player available, Rays starting pitcher Joe Boyle, who you and I know both like. I'm a huge Joe Boyle. He's been tearing it up this year. He looks elite. And Joe Boyle in his one start was elite. ERA under 2, all that kind of stuff. But let's say you can only pick one, Mike V. So you've got Rays starting pitcher Joe Boyle, who they sent down Taj Bradley. It looks like Joe Boyle is going to have a go. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. It's going to have a spot in the rotation for the near future. Starting Tuesday, 19 innings pitched, 18 Ks, 1.42 ERA, a 0.6 whip. It's only 19 innings pitched. I get it. But, man, he just looks good. All right. He's at New York, but without Aaron Judge. And I don't know if you've watched the Yankees lately. They suck. Other than Stanton, who's kind of hitting. But the Yankees, the Yankees aren't the Yankees of a couple months ago, especially without Judge. So on the flip side, you got Zebby Matthews. His fastball sat at 97, 98. He just looked good. He looked like, and last year everybody was like Zebby Matthews. You got Andrew Painter and Mick, all these. Bubba Chandler, he's still out there. You're like, oh, Zebby Matthews was in that conversation, but he failed last year. And then this year he had a bunch of rough starts, but now he's back. David Festa is on the IL. And even when Bailey Ober returns, it looks like they're going to give Zebby Matthews a go, especially after his last start. His next start at home versus Boston, that was a very long windup to ask you, Mike V. Should I pick up Joe Boyle or should I pick up Zebby Matthews?
This is a tough one, my friend, because when you were talking, I immediately said Zebby because I liked how he looked the other day for the Minnesota Twins. This is tough for me, man, because they did announce that Joe Boyle would be in the rotation moving forward, and he is starting on Tuesday without an Aaron Judge, like you said. So I got to be honest with you, man. I think I would give a slight lean towards Joe Boyle. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I like the K upside better with him. Not saying that Zebby doesn't have good K upside, but I think you get a guy that can give you 6-7 Ks on a regular basis. The Rays are still in the contention of things. Who knows if Minnesota is going to be limiting Zebby, who's just coming back from an injury as well. So I think I'd go Joe Boyle here, but I love both. And if I could find a way to roster both, I would do that.
Definitely. I think these are the two starting pitchers to get. If you can get them both, get them both. And I'm trying to think of people to drop. I have to drop Landon Roop, who has been surprisingly good this year.
Yep.
Surprisingly good. But he's injured and elbow problems. Also, another guy is Grant Holmes, who, if you're in, 15-team leagues, he's got elbow tightness for the Braves. You can drop him. He gone. So if you're looking to, if you can add some starting pitching, Joe Boyle and Zebby Matthews, I'm going to give the slight edge to Zebby Matthews just because that last start was so good. And I know it was against the Nats, but that fastball was on fire. So I kind of like Zebby Matthews, but I love Joe Boyle too. Don't get me wrong. I wish I had them both. So
it's like 51-49 for me. I mean, it's that close.
50A, 50B. I think you're going to be happy either way, and especially without Judge in that lineup for Joe Boyle, because it just changes everything. I mean, but that's another player I wanted to talk about too. Hey, what do they? The quick transition. What do they call that? Segue.
Yes.
Segue. So Aaron Judge, elbow tightness. He's going to go on the IL. How long he's out for is debatable. We'll see. They said that there's no structural damage, but who knows if that's true. It's like Jordan Alvarez. Like they say one thing one day, and then 3 months later, you're like, okay, I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
it's not playing. So here's some players I was thinking. If you lose Aaron, man, this is another thing too. Like if you're in 6th, 7th place, keep fighting, because the team that has Aaron Judge just lost Aaron Judge, and they're probably at the top of home runs and batting average and all that. Well, now they're going to have to replace Aaron Judge with, I don't know, Tyler O'Neill from the O's. Give her the Mike V. Give her the O face. That's from Office Space. Oh. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
yeah.
Tyler O'Neill's been on fire, 2 home runs in consecutive games. How long that lasts, it won't last, but that's okay. Carpe diem. Or do I pick up Yankees outfielder Trent Grisham, who's going to secure a place in the outfield with Judge gone, and in the past 2 games has started against a righty and has started against a lefty, led off both games. He's a lefty bat, so they're playing him against lefties too. What do you think, Trent Grisham with Judge on the IL, or do you roll the dice with your man, the O-face, Tyler O'Neill?
They did just acquire Ahmad Rosario from the Nationals. The Yankees did. So, and who knows if they're going to be still wheeling and dealing at the deadline here. Definitely not good news for Aaron Judge. If I had to pick between the 2 options that you had between Tyler O'Neill and who was the second one? Sorry. Trent Grisham. It really depends on what you need. If you need more like hits and like OBP and like average, I'd go Grisham. But if you need the pop that you mentioned from Aaron Judge, I would go Tyler O'Neill, who has looked good over his past 3 games since returning from the IL. So I think I'd go O'Neill. Here's the thing. I would be prepared to be without Aaron Judge for a little bit. I mean, I think they're roughly having him out for the first 2 weeks. If he comes back, he won't play in the outfield. He'll play in as a DH only. So it's going to be tough to replace a guy like Aaron Judge, which I believe Joe also asked that question. How do players replace Aaron Judge? You don't. There's no way to replace a guy that you drafted in the first 5 picks of drafts. So can you weather the storm until he gets back? Of course, right? It really depends on who's on your waiver wire. But to replace a guy who's arguably been the MVP, in my opinion, he's the AL MVP. It's going to be tough to do that. So
37 home runs with that batting average and everything that goes along with that. That's tough, but that's baseball. There's another guy I wanted to talk to you about. You say Tyler O'Neill, Trent Grisham. What about Tommy Pham? And
never been a Tommy Pham.
He's on a 6-game hit streak. He's got 3 games coming up at Coors with versus Senzatella. Have you looked at Senzatella's ERA?
He sucks. I mean,
hey, God bless him, man.
He's a major league pitcher. He's making more money.
Hey, make millions, Mr. Senzella. You deserve it, because you're going out there and you're taking lumps for that team.
Mm-hmm.
So I give him a lot of credit. He goes out there and he does it, but he's going to get hit, and he's going to get hit hard. And Tommy Pham has got a sweet little 3-game set, and every hit counts. At the end of the year, you may lose on a point here or two, the team in front of you, for RBIs or something. So, what do you think? Does Tommy Pham come into this outfield conversation at all?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I've never really been a Tommy Pham guy, but if you're scraping the bottom of the barrel here, I would rank them: Tyler O'Neill, Tommy Pham, Trent Grisham. That's how I would rank them.
Yeah, Trent Grisham started out super hot. Remember how hot he's so interesting too, because when you look at him, he looks like he's like the owner of Trent's transmission and body shop, and you walk in there to get a transmission fix, and he's got the white shirt with stains on it and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
wiping his oiled hands.
Watching softcore porn on a black and white television, drinking beer. And
now
you walk in and say,
yeah,
and he's got that cigarette that it's lit hanging out of his mouth.
That's right.
That's what Trent Grisham looks like.
Yeah, it does. All right, I want to get in a couple of questions here, and I do want to give Chad some spotlight here because he did ask a question before the show started. So another week is come and gone. It's another week where Mike Tauchman is sitting at the top of the waivers based on performance, like he's done pretty much all year. When are people going to look past the White Sox stink and get this guy on roster? He's effing 3% owned in Yahoo. Chad, it really depends on how deep people's roster sizes are. Like if you're playing 14 plus, I think maybe he makes sense. And it really depends on team need as well, obviously. But looking at Trent Grisham's over the past 2 weeks, he's hitting 290, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, 5 runs scored, 333 OBP, and he's heading over 1,000 on his OPS. So, yeah, I think this makes sense, Britton. Like if you got Mike Tauchman floating around on your waiver wire, I like him as a possible add as well. He gets Philly to start next week. He's got home runs in back-to-back games, so that's good as well.
Does he platoon? He's
doesn't
lefty,
look like
right?
it. He's been batting leadoff pretty consistently, actually. So
remember, I liked him when he played for the Rockies.
Yeah.
I liked him when he played for Chicago or the Cubs. So yeah, he's always been kind of interesting.
Yeah. Another question that we got, and I believe it was Yui, if I can find it. Yep. Looks like I'll need a Britton replacement. Rank these options. Looks like he's asking you, Britton. Ramon Laureano, Otto Lopez, Austin Hayes, Angel Martinez, or Miguel Vargas. Which one you got?
Roman Laureano has had, this is a career season for him, which, my automatic reaction is like, so, but no, really, he's been really good. He's batting 270 with power and speed, and he plays for the Guardians. He might get traded is the only problem. But he's, if you want to, Mike V, pull up his production. I would say Roman Laureano is probably the best out of there. Maybe Otto Lopez. He's been pretty hot too. And the Marlins are surprisingly resurgent. I mean, they're not out of the playoff hunt at all. Yeah, so, but for me, it's between Roman Laureano. If you have an outfield spot, I would say Laureano, and if it's a MI spot, Lopez for me. I'm not interested in the other players. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I Ramon Laureano struck out for me as well. I was actually going to go Austin Hayes number 2 here. If you're trying to look for a Judge replacement, I don't know if that's what you meant here, Yui, but Austin Hayes looks good. Plays in a great ballpark and Great American Ballpark there in Cincinnati. So I would go Ramon Laureano or Austin Hayes, then Otto Lopez. Angel Martinez had a really hot stretch there, Britton, where he had a lot of multi-hit games hitting in the 2 spot with Cleveland, but Cleveland's offense has been bad. Miguel Vargas has these flashes in the pan where he looks unbelievable and then he just shits the bed. So Ramon Laureano has been pretty consistent. And in fact, Britton, would it surprise you to know that he's been hitting 300 this last month with 5 homers, 21 RBIs, a 340 OBP, and a 907 OPS while slugging 567. So pretty good guy you can grab off waivers. That left field fence is a little bit hard to come by there in Baltimore but he's been doing the trick there. He gets Toronto to start next week as well. So I'd go Ramon Laureano of this bunch. I know you didn't ask me here, Yui, but I would go him as well.
Oh my God. Did I say Laureano plays for the Guardians? I think I did.
He did.
Erroneous.
He played for them.
Erroneous.
Yeah, he did play for them though.
Yeah, thank goodness you caught that. No, he does. He plays for the O's. But
they're coming for you now. But
at least I didn't say he plays for the A's. That was like 3 teams ago.
Right.
Hey, but real quick, I like Otto Lopez, but here's another MI guy, Colson Montgomery for the Chicago White Sox, shortstop.
My favorite prospect.
Mike V approved prospect, a first round draft pick. He's up. He plays every day. He's on a little heater, Mike V, on a little heater. Colson Montgomery, 6-game hitting streak, 3 home runs, Utah, not 2, 3, 9 RBIs in the past 6 games. What are we doing here? Are we in on Colson Montgomery?
I have been always in on Colson Montgomery. I haven't been in Dynasty League. I've been holding him for a while, and I won't mention names on this podcast, but I had somebody tell me long ago that Colson Montgomery was, and it's not a victory lap by any means. It's only been a stretch, a handful of games since he's been up. That told me he would not be a very good fantasy player. So I am hoping
Who said that?
I'm not going to mention names. And I hope that at some point we continue to see the glorious Colson Montgomery. Looks to be part of a strong future there with Chicago. So I think he's worth an ad while he's this hot. We'll see if this continues, but I like the homers. I like the RBIs, and the White Sox have nothing to play for. So they're going to see what they got in him. So he should have a regular playing time there. But Fantasy Sports wants to know rest of season head-to-head points league, irrespective of position, who should he add? Mickey Moniak, Luis Robert, Brandon Lau, Michael Harris, Otto Lopez, or Profar? I believe you asked this one on Twitter here, Fantasy Sports, if I'm not mistaken. I think I was on this thread.
I love it when people say stuff like irrespective. Because, for a while, like the language police, if you said irregardless, they would go, that's not a word.
That's right. That's right.
And another word police thing too is funny is some people say they say you like make a statement. Colson Montgomery is the best shortstop in the history of the game, and then I would say I would agree with that. Well, I would agree means that's a qualifier. I mean, I would agree, comma, if he was the only shortstop that ever played the game. Right. But if you just leave it at I would agree, then there's no qualification. Then eliminate the would part. Just say I agree.
I agree. Yeah, that's very
it.
That's
if
very
you're
valid.
not going to qualify it, then just say I agree. Don't say I would agree with that. What?
I'm guilty of that too. I would actually say so. I do say that a lot. So
irregardless of of that,
who do you got here?
Should I add Moniak?
I know we know how you feel about Luis Robert. Yep.
Okay. He's hurt anyway, right? Hey, by the way,
he's got groin tightness. Yeah.
Brandon Lau, I think he's coming back. If you look at roster resource, it says that they expect him to be activated from the IL as soon as he's able to be, which is the 30th, I believe, July the 30th.
Wednesday, he'll be back. Yeah, Kevin Cash already announced it. Yeah.
And Mike V. I went to the Razzball Player Rater. Are you familiar with the Razzball Player Rater?
I am.
If you look to see who the highest rated second baseman in baseball for the year of second baseman, it is Mr. Lau. Brandon Lau, the highest second baseman for this year's Razzball Player Rater. So long story short, go see if somebody dropped him, because if they did, go pick him up, because it's still plenty of August and everything thereafter. Shout out Counting Crows.
I was just going to say, very good album. Very good poll. Bangers. One of my favorite albums of all time, by the way.
Mr. Jones.
Yep.
Omaha, somewhere in middle America. Rain King.
That's a solid song.
Whoa. That was recorded in Memphis, Tennessee. T-Bone Burnett produced it. Shout out Memphis. I lived there for several years. Anyway.
Knowledge bombs left and right from Britton.
There we go. So Brandon Lau, if somebody dropped him, pick him up immediately, because it looks like he's coming back quick.
I would go. I answered this question on Twitter for him as well. I said Brandon Lau, and I believe another analyst, I think one or two, also mentioned this as well, Brandon Lau. So there you go, Fantasy Sports. You got me, Britton, and you got a couple others on Twitter telling you Brandon Lau. So I would go him. But quick thing on Mickey Moniak. I'm in a dynasty league, which I finished dead last in last year. I sold the farm, but now I'm in the hunt here. I believe I'm in third, if I'm not mistaken. And guys are selling draft picks and prospects and things like that. So there's one guy who's pretty much sold off all of his players. I was interested in Moniak, and I said, "Hey, what did you want for him?" He wanted a first-round draft pick from me, and or let me tell you these guys. Okay, he wanted a first-round draft pick or Kevin McConaughey, Samuel Basallo, Charlie Condon, and Chase Burns or Roki Sasaki. So,
yeah, you can have Sasaki. Absolutely.
He's one of my keepers I get to stash, so I'm going to hang on to him. But for Mickey Moniak, for a guy that plays really against righties only, and he's been on a hot stretch, I love Mickey Moniak, but I'm not giving any of my farm for him. I would expect to give one of those guys away for somebody who's actually worth a damn. Not saying Mickey Moniak isn't, but he'd be a bench piece for me on this team.
Hey, I guess you don't get it if you don't ask for it.
That's right.
That's classic negotiation.
That's right.
Yeah, so I like that.
Let's bang out some of these questions real quick, Britton, because we got a ton in here now. Harry Brooks, what team do you want Luis Robert to be traded to if he can get back on track with a new team? He can be a top 2025 player rest of the season. Speaking of hot buttons, Luis Robert here for for Britton. There have been multiple talks that Philly is in on him, watching him closely. So I think he'll go to a contender. I believe it's going to be one of these three teams, Harry. I think it'll be the Phillies, the Mets, or the Dodgers. And I think the Dodgers are probably a long distance for that. But I would say it's the Phillies or the Mets. And if I had to pick, it probably would be the Phillies. Do I think he can be a 2025 player rest of season? No. There's still holes in that swing. Change of scenery will probably do him some good. But I think he can be better. We've seen better stretches of him recently, which I think we can see from him moving forward. But a lot of swing and miss to his game, bad batting average, and he does have the pop and speed. But to Britton's point, he's really only shown it really 1 year or so, which will probably be an outlier. But Britton, strong thoughts here. Who do you want him to be traded to?
I don't
Not
care.
Your fantasy team, obviously.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. He sucks. He's not good. He's been good 1 year out of 6 once. And that was during the happy fun ball season. That's it. Right. Once. One good year.
Right.
One. That's it. He's not any good. And his groin hurts. He's injured and he's not good. I don't know. I don't know where he can be traded to. The moon. I don't know.
Joe Chris wants to know, can we drop Jacob Wilson or are we holding? I would hold Joe, but if it depends on who you're dropping him for, as always. So, but Britton, I assume you agree with me here on Jacob Wilson.
Yeah, that's a good question, Joe. Yes, I think you can. I think he's hit the rookie wall. If there's a player out there, like if he's your MI and you want to pick up Colson Montgomery and you're in a 12 or 10 team league, I don't have a problem with that, because in a 10 or 12 team league, churn and burn.
Yeah.
Jacob Wilson had a super hot start, but injuries, the day-to-day grind, he's a rookie. Like, he's a human being. Like, a lot of people can't do that. Whereas Colson Montgomery has been in the major leagues, less than a month. I mean, yeah. So I'm down with that. I like that philosophy. Carpe diem. Jacob Wilson, you had a really good start to the year. Great start. Rookie of the year type start. But you've hit that wall. Time to Queen Elsa, let it go and pick up somebody hot. Yeah, I'm down with that. I'd drop him for Brandon Lau. If I had to do it. Yeah.
Months behind. Sorry, I skipped over your question, sir. Ober or Jack Leiter? This is a tough one for me. Bailey Ober has not looked good. We talked about it on Friday's show as well. Jack Leiter, a lot of prospect buzz and hype with him. So he's kind of been up and down. If I had to pick, give me the healthier one, I'd go Jack Leiter here. But that's just me. It's close. I realize Bailey Ober probably has the, hey, he was good last year part to his game, but hasn't shown it to us this year until I'm ready to see that. Until I see that, I'm not ready to add him. So I'd go Jack Leiter here. What do you think, Britton?
I'd probably take a shot on Ober just because there is a chance that he bounces back. There's a chance where he does come to some type of form. So if those were my two choices, I would pick up Ober and stash him. If those were my two choices, I'd rather have Boyle. I'd rather have Zebby.
Same.
I'd rather have Michael McGreevy, frankly. And McGreevy plays today, but he should be in the rotation going forward too. We'll see.
Yeah.
So, but if it's just between those two, I'll take a shot on Ober bouncing back and I'll stash him.
Okay. Charles P wants to know replacement for Buxton if he's out a while. Well, he's gonna be out with side tightness. I imagine you're gonna lose him for about 2 weeks, maybe longer, depending on how bad it is. Britton, it is those aforementioned oblique injuries, buddy, that are never good for hitters. He wants to know, should he add Springer, Michael Harris, or Mickey Moniak? I believe I answered this one for Charles on Twitter as well. I said Springer. What do you think here?
Yeah, Springer had that super hot I don't really like any of these guys. But Michael Harris, didn't he have a really good game the other day?
That past couple good games now.
Past couple good games, but
yeah.
So my answer is Michael Harris. It
Okay.
looks like he's going on a little bit of a heater. He's had a down year. There's a decent chance that like Springer's heater is come and gone, right? And Moniak, he plays his playing time half the time, So I'm going with my boy Michael Harris because you know why Michael Harris is going to go on a run because every owner that drafted him got PO'd and dropped him right around the All-Star break, and now here we go. It's time for him to start getting hot, and then all those owners he's doing it just to spite those owners. Don't you agree? That's probably what's happening.
It always happens in fantasy. Real quick on
me.
Yeah, real quick on Springer, and maybe this helps a little bit. He's arguably been one of the better players in baseball for fantasy, hitting 372 over the past month with 7 home runs, 18 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and 24 runs scored, all while batting in the 2s hole here for Toronto. They do get my shitty Orioles in Baltimore next week. So for me, it's clear cut. Like, I understand Michael Harris and the upside that you probably get from him. But for me, the Rays are the best team in the AL. I think it's got to be Springer here. But I would make the argument for Michael Harris too being a close second. But give me George Springer.
Springer good. Yeah, Springer's good too. I remember it was like on Canada Day, he hit like 3 home runs. Remember that?
Yeah. Solid.
Yeah. So he was hot there.
Yeah. Joe says, can Steve Kwan keep bashing home runs? Is he a good replacement for Judge? No. While he does have a couple, he does have some pop to his swing. He's more of a batting average guy. So you take the home runs as yes, please. And keep your mouth shut on that one. But batting average wise, Stephen Kwan can definitely fill the hole or the void there that Aaron Judge left behind. So I would be looking to add Stephen Kwan if you need a Judge replacement.
Yeah, I've always liked Stephen Kwan. Same. I like the way he plays. He guts it out. He kind of reminds me of a mini Corbin Carroll a little bit. He just plays hard. He's going to put the ball in play. He's going to get on base. The problem is the Guardians kind of suck. But, Jose Ramirez is still there, so that's good.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Regarding go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
All right. So we're talking some earlier, if you missed it, before we get to all these questions, we talked about some hot button topics because we're getting Mike V all fiery, like FM radio, like free beer and hot wings, crazy morning show. That's how you get all the clicks, right? We're trying to get these clicks for Mr. Govier. So I have another hot button topic. I was looking at my TGFBI team the other day, and I was like, I'm going to check in on Mike V because he told Zach Waxman. He told Zach Waxman that he has changed his attitude towards the Great Fantasy Baseball Invitational. That he's changed. He said, he said, Mike V said, I'm a changed man. I too can change. And then I look at his team. He's starting Tyler Fitzgerald in his shortstop, and Ronald Acuna is on his bench.
Yep.
What is happening, Mr. Virginia?
This is not a cop-out answer here, okay? And we've already discussed
you were
this.
on vacation. You were on vacation.
No. This is not. That's not even the thick of it. Again, not a cop-out. I strongly dislike NFBC. It's really hard for me. I'm a Yahoo guy through and through. I have not checked my team in months. But I did say this. So to your point, I think this is where you're getting confused at. Next year, I'm going to give it my all in TGFBI. This year, I'm already out of it. And I just, why the hell would I, put in the work for the last 2 months of the season here? So yes, you are correct. My NFBC team is dog shit, as well as the Pallazzo Podcast Invitational, which I won last year in my league. I think I finished 7th in the overall, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to give it a very, very, very strong. I'm going to learn the platform. I'm going to do my homework. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to stick with it next year. So, how are you doing in both those leagues? By the way?
That was way too reasonable. You got to get a little bit more crazy. You got
to get Zach in.
Look, I'm not saying you have to be Stephen A. or anything and start yelling at me. Although that would be fun.
Yeah.
You should be like, don't you tell me how to run my team. I run my team how I run it.
You're not
I'm
going to
just
get that
kidding.
from me. Yeah.
I know. You're too laid back to fall for that. But I think I'm doing okay. I think in my TGFBI, I'm in the top 100, whatever that's worth. And I think I'm second in my league. And the guy that's in first is like top 10.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to win my league. I mean, I shouldn't say not. Probably not. But I think I'm somewhere up there. The TGFBI, I'm in bad shape. I'm in like 7th or something in my league. So I don't even know what that means overall.
Yeah.
But
I here's the thing too. Like and I'm not going to unpack here because we've already talked about it enough on this show. But everyone knows I'm not a huge fan of the NFBC app. I just think they're sitting on a gold mine. I really do. I'm not saying that they're not.
Don't
already
do the
making good
app.
Money.
Yeah, the app's the problem. You got to delete the app. Just go to your browser and go to the NFBC website. It works much better than
right.
Don't use. I've never used the app. That's how bad it sucks.
Last thing here, and then we're gonna move on because we got some questions here. But last thing with NFBC, when I mean by gold mine, like, and I genuinely mean this with respect here, I would love to sit down and actually go over ways to improve the site or the app. And I know they're not going to. We've been over it 1,000 times, but they're sitting on a gold mine. And if they would just improve it this much, they'd be top of the game, man. Skywalker says Brandon Lau or Matt Shaw rest of season head-to-head points. This is a tough one for me.
Oh, that's a great question.
There's still some swing and miss here to Shaw, and I don't like his spot in the batting order, and his hard hit rate and his stat cast do not look good. Why don't people like Brandon Lau? Like, the dude was on pace for over 40 home runs. I think if he's out there, he has to be rostered with the weather heating up there in Tampa. And there's also potential. Josh White also brought it up in the chat that he could be moved at the deadline as well because he's on an expiring contract. But what are you doing here, Britton? Do you like Brandon Lau or Matt Shaw?
I agree with you. If you look at Matt Shaw's hard hit metrics, they're not good.
No.
But I think the main problem with Brandon Lau, even though we've been recommending him everywhere since like literally the beginning of the season and pre-draft stuff, but he's injured a lot. He's been on the IL twice already, and we're not, he's probably going to get injured again. So I get it. If you want to get Matt Shaw, he was on a big heater. I posted this up on, hey, go to our Discord, because I posted, Matt Shaw was on a heater last week. I went on vacation and kind of stopped looking at it, but Matt Shaw has been heating up, and I don't know that he can change his overall metrics in 2 weeks because he had a rough start to the year, but he's been heating up. I believe in his talent. I've traded for Matt Shaw in some new leagues preseason. I think he's going to have a great career, but I think Brandon Lau is going to hit more home runs and has the best shot of giving you the most points. So I love Matt Shaw for Roto with the stolen bases because he plays third base. You're not going to get stolen bases typically out of third base, but that's what he does. But Lau for points leagues for me.
It's funny too. Here's another hot button here. Ready? Must own. Brandon Lau must own. He has to be on somebody's team. Don't let it be somebody else's. You have to get him if he's healthy. Another Brandon Lau question. Brandon Lau when he comes back, or Jacob Wilson? I'd find a way to get both, Joe. I'm not dropping Jacob Wilson for him, but if I had to pick and you have a gun to my head, give me Brandon Lau.
Yeah, me too. Brandon Lau. If he gets traded, I don't know, but I'm going to go for Brandon Lau just because, like I said, his season has been crazy good, and I don't think people realize that enough. Yeah. Like he's as far as fantasy production, he's been one of the best, if not the best, second baseman.
Yeah, 100% agree. Let's see. So I guess they're talking about it in the live chat. I think the White Sox want Mark Vientos back for Luis Robert. Would you do that trade if you were the Mets owner there, Britton?
I'm so sorry. You cut out for me there. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, sorry. The Mets apparently want Mark Vientos for Luis Robert as part of a deal. Would you make that trade, or would you rather have Mark Vientos?
I'd rather have Mark Vientos. He's a 30 home run slugger, and you've heard my rant on Robert. Why do people love him so much? Is it the batting average?
I think
it's the low home runs. Was it the 1 year? I don't get it.
It's a power speed combo, and maybe his prospect pedigree was also there too. He's going to be like Eloy Jimenez, right? Like he's going to go out riding in the sunset with just one good season. We're always going to wonder what if, but
he's Eloy Jimenez. That's
yeah.
exactly what he is. Don't get it.
Re-
Don't understand it.
Real quick shout out Jordan Earhart donating $5 for the cause there. Appreciate
Hey!
you, Jordan. Thank you, brother. I appreciate
Thank you
that,
so
man.
much. We appreciate it. It's very nice gesture, obviously. Thank you, Jordan. We really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The other thing too, if you guys are interested in doing that, you can. The little ticker here at the bottom, if you're interested in donating to the show, put a little extra change in everybody's pocket. That would be helpful. Get Britton some lunch money. Fund his Miller Lite cooler there. So we gotta keep slugging these beers here. So somebody's got to pay for it, right, Britton?
Oh yeah, I mean I do beg on the street for my Miller Lite habit as I get older is getting worse, not better. Unfortunately, my bartender tells me that's how that works. But no, in all seriousness, we do appreciate it. It's a lovely gesture. Thank you.
Star Platinum wants to know, when do you decide to punt closers if you're not doing well? I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I get this question a lot. Like, especially some of my guys in my home league only roster one closer, and it's a cats league. And if you're only rostering one, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because most everybody in our league has a handful of them. So you might as well just punt and deal off those guys. It doesn't make sense to have one guy on your team that can get you saves and then everybody else is a starter. Just punt and say you're going to lose that category. So to answer your question here, Star, and I don't know if you're talking about us or the guys in the live chat, but I think this is a thing where it really depends on how many closers everybody else is rostering, and then also where you are and I don't know what your league format is or your scoring, but if you're not doing well in the saves category, just punt, move on to something else that you need. So
yeah, if you're in a standalone league, you can punt saves and still win the league. If you're going for an overall prize in a bunch of different leagues, you can't punt to win the overall prize. You just have to keep plugging at it and hope for the best. But so, I mean, I do this too. I go to my auto new leagues and I look where I'm at in saves. And if the guy I'm trying to catch has 20 more saves than I do, then I'm like, is that, is it really feasible just to maybe get one more point? Whereas if the guy in front of me has one more win than I do, and I'm in contention, then it makes sense. So you just literally have to go look at where you're at in saves and how many points you can get there versus how many points in strikeouts and wins. And if it makes more sense to go for strikeout and wins, then definitely punt it. Why not? Because if having 5 saves a month isn't going to do anything, then go ahead and kick it. But also make sure you look who's under you, because if there are 3 teams within 5 saves, then that's 3 points you can lose. So it all just depends on where you're at, whether or not you can punt saves or not. But I hope I'm not oversimplifying it. But that's really how I look at it, Mike V. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It really depends on the format that you're playing in. But what you just said makes a whole lot of sense. Govey is in the live chat here saying Lowe is hurt. He's on the IL. Gove, I don't know if you heard or not, but Lowe does return. Cash confirmed that he will return on Wednesday. So just FYI if you missed that part.
Yeah, Mr. Govier, leave the Brandon Lau news to the Brandon and Lau guys.
Right.
Because I know 2 people in the fantasy industry that have the most shares of Brandon Lau, and that's these 2 right here.
Yeah, he was a hot commodity during draft season. A lot of people were in on him, but F wants to know
Herodias.
All that matters
Herodias
was, yeah,
he was drafted in like
the past 200,
past 10 to, yeah, no, he wasn't. No one was high on him except us, Mike V.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
That's right.
F wants to know, would you trade Dylan Cruz for Mike Harris? Is that a reasonable offer or is that offensive? No. I assume this is dynasty too, because Cruz is hurt, but I don't know when he's coming back. He's on the 60-day IL. If this is dynasty, I think I'd rather have. This is a tough one now that I think about it.
Very interesting. It all goes on Dylan Cruz's injury. He got transferred from the 15-day to the 60-day. Now I don't know if that's just a if that's just one of those moves, and it's not a big deal, or whatever the other IL is. I don't know if that's a big deal. If that means he's, I don't have any Dylan Cruz, so I don't know. But all I know is Dylan Cruz is injured. Michael Harris isn't. Michael Harris has always been a 2020 sniff the 2020 guy. Dylan Cruz, still getting his footing in, but he's got all the pedigree in the world, but he's injured.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a tough call. I don't know that I want to trade for Michael Harris. I just don't. So I'm probably going to keep Dylan Cruz. Now, I think that's a totally reasonable offer. And I would either way. If I had either player, I would think hard and fast about, or not hard and fast, the other way, hard and slow about it.
Yeah.
But I think for me personally, I'm probably just going to hang on to Dylan Cruz just because Michael Harris would. I don't know. Just like his metrics just don't look that good. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never been a big Michael Harris guy. So, I mean, is it a fair offer? Yes. I think I'm with Britton, though. I'd rather have Dylan Cruz. Charles says, we got 10 minutes here left. Is Miz last year's crochet? I have Heel coming back soon. Also have Yuri, thinking long-term in playoffs. I don't think you can drop. And for context here, Charles plays in an extremely shallow league. I think Miz is somebody to hang on to, but his innings look like they will be capped. They pulled him after the third. This is, I don't know if he's this year's crochet in terms of like talent wise. I think he's probably better, Britton, in terms of the impact that he's made thus far. But I think you got to hang on to him, Charles, until we find out more. And maybe they're just trying to save him towards the latter end of the year. What do you think, Britton?
Yeah, I like Luis Heel. I'm not sure 100%. You know who I'm talking about?
Yep.
I like him a lot, but he's been hurt a long time. And they're not going to let him go 6 innings either. Yuri Perez, that's another one they're going to watch. I'm hanging on to Jacob Mizrowski. He's just so good. And if, and there's a good chance he, 60, 65 pitches, that can get him through 5 innings. Now, it's not likely, but it can, and a bunch of strikeouts. He's the most talented there. The Brewers are for whatever reason, are a great team. With their Joey Ortiz and Mastroboni and who I don't even know who, but Andrew Vaughn, they make him look good for some reason. I don't know. One eye goes this way, one eye goes that way. I don't know what Andrew Vaughn's looking at. But anyway, so Jacob Mizrowski, I'm hanging on. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. But I will mention this too. Yuri Perez will have his innings capped. We talked about it on Friday's show. Just be prepared for that, because come mid-August, you're going to start seeing him and his start to dwindle down a little bit. I'm the biggest Yuri Perez guy in the world. Britton, Michael Govier, they got tired of me talking about him that last year. But he is going to get shut down at some point. So let's see here real quick. Rapid fire here. Boyle or Jack Leiter? Give me Boyle.
Boyle all day, every day. Can't stop, won't stop. Joe, I hope his name is Joseph. Do you think it just? You think on his birth certificate it just says Joe?
No, it says Joseph probably. But
yeah.
Robert Schimmel, gentlemen, your thoughts on Justin Crawford, Owen Cassey, Jack Perkins, rest of season. Well, good to know that Justin Crawford will probably be a part of a trade package. It looks like the Phillies are going to be buyers. Owen Cassey looks like he's going to be on the move as well. Cubs prospect. I don't think there's any way if the Cubs are making a move and are active in trades that he's not going to stay with this team. He's very popular. The Nationals want him in return for Mackenzie Gore, apparently. So I think he'll be the focal point around any trade that the Cubs are going to make. And Jack Perkins, rest of season, I don't really necessarily have a strong thought on him either. None of these guys really. These are all prospects that will probably have value next year or the year after.
Yeah, this is a great question. Thank you, Robert. I'm a big Owen Cassey fan. Like that Canadian red-haired dude's got some serious pop. I really kind of like Owen out of all these. That's just my opinion.
Same. Yeah, I like him the most out of this group too.
Yeah, especially point leagues. He's going to knock the ball out.
Yeah. Star saying we know that Brandon Lau's on the IL coming back Wednesday. Yada yada. When died Campbell get back? I believe you're talking about Tristan Campbell from the Red Sox, if I'm not mistaken. Who knows? But he's been hitting like, I think he was last night. Christian Campbell. Sorry, not Tristan. I don't know when we see him. He was hitting pretty poorly, but Chad's saying he's been hitting 400 over the last month. Oh, he's talking about somebody else. I think he's talking about Luis Robert. Campbell does not look good in the minors. He'll probably be down there for quite a while, and I would imagine if he comes back, it won't be till September. So, all right, TM, how do we rank these IL stashes? Ober, Spencer Spaghetti, Arrighetti, Bryce Miller, and Kyle Bradish. Arrighetti threw yesterday. It looks like he's on track to return next weekend. I would rank these Arrighetti, Bryce Miller, Ober. I think Miller and Ober are interchangeable, and then Kyle Bradish last.
I have no interest in Bradish. I wish him the best.
Neither do I. Yeah,
but I don't think he looks good. Aaron Getty is number one, Ober number two, and I wouldn't worry about Miller or Bradish this year. That's my opinion.
Yep, I'm with you on that. Charles says, last question, guys. Where do we think Keller ends up? Mitch Keller. Thanks for the answers. I think he's if they miss out on Mackenzie Gore or they don't want to pay that price to get him, I think he's a Cub. Outside of that, I don't really see any other place where he fits into a starting rotation. Cubs need help. I can maybe see him like on a team
Philly.
Like yeah, like that's the thing is that like what are they going to do with Aaron Nola when he gets back, which is going to be mid-August? Andrew Painter is going to be up here probably next week or the week after. They have Ranger Suarez, they have Jesus Luzardo. I really could make a play for him, but I think he's a Cub, and if not, he's not a Cub. I don't think he gets moved, but who knows? The Yankees could use him, the Giants could use him. I think he's a Cub.
Keller's been really good. It's kind of shocking, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Josh White. Lots of Astros SPs getting healthy and expected within 2 weeks. Any of them make a dent in the fantasy season? Arrighetti, Luis Garcia, JP France, Christian Javier. Arrighetti for me, I don't really have much interest in everybody else.
Yeah, Arrighetti number one, and yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think any of those other guys are going to help your team at all. But I think Spencer Arrighetti is definitely somebody to pick up. I would go Joe Boyle. Zebby Matthews, Joe Boyle, Michael McGreevy, and I like Spencer Arrighetti too.
Okay, there we go.
What about that Jansen Junk guy? Shout out Michael Govier. He's still out there on a lot of waiver wires, and he's still making 6-inning quality starts. He started yesterday and won. Everybody's waiting for the Jansen Junk sky to fall. Junk in the trunk. I can't think of any other junk reference. Where do you put junk? Do you put junk? Where do you put your junk, Mike V?
In the trunk, baby. Let's go.
Whoa!
Hot take Sunday, baby.
What? See, I tell y'all, we learn a little something new about Mike VA.
Every show,
we learn a little something new. Whether he says it or not, we learn a little something.
I slow played for you guys. Frank wants to know, I was offered Bryce Terang. He also has Brandon Lau for Jason Adam in a saves holds league, currently rostering Angel Martinez at second base. Is Adam the closer if Robert Suarez is traded? So it looks like there's two questions.
Yeah.
I would much rather have Brandon Lau if I'm going to move a second baseman for a saves holds guy. I don't think here's another hot take here, guys. And I've been saying this since go back and rewind the tape since the start of the season, because there was speculation that Suarez could be traded. I don't know if Jason Adam is still, I think he might, if he ends up staying put in San Diego, I'm not sure he's the closer there. I actually prefer Estrada in that role than I do Jason Adam. A lot of people don't like that and want Jason Adam to be the guy. I think they like him better in the 8th and the occasional 9th. Estrada, they said something last year, and I have to go back and find it, that they basically said he's their closer in waiting. He's got an elite fastball, touches in the hundreds. I would actually think it would be Estrada if Bryce or Robert Suarez gets traded. But to answer your first question, I would definitely deal Jason Adam for Brandon Lau.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd reject that offer and say, if you want Jason Adam, you got to give me Brandon Lau. And if he says no, then I'm hanging on to Jason Adam.
Yeah. Okay. One more minute here. We'll get a couple of them. Which pitcher loses their starting rotation spot if Cubs require a pitcher? Colin Ray, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Colin Ray
is
definitely. Yeah, Colin Ray would be the one that would go to long relief.
Yeah. Let's see here. We're getting to the end here. No. Okay, we are. Perfect. Perfect timing. Thank you guys very much for tuning in to the Fabulous Waiver Wire Chat Show. Appreciate all the questions, appreciate all the dialogue, and I appreciate Britton getting me fired up early in the middle part of a day on a Sunday. So,
hey, if y'all just joined us like in the middle of the show, please go back. Also, if you would hit that like button, we appreciate it. Please go back and watch the front of the show where I touch hot button topics with Michael Virginia, try to get him rattled. He acts so cool and smooth and all that kind of stuff, but I throw some stuff at him and he gets all fired up. He says some curse words, the BS word. He says that a couple times. Things get a little heated, a little fiery. We might get censored. I don't know, but go check it out. We love it when Michael V gets hot under the collar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And by the way, I forgot to show these off. Shout out Ninja Turtles. Little tattoos there from me and my son over the weekend. Also got a little arm tat there. Not sure if you guys can see that.
This is why you got to stay till the end of the show. More Mike V information coming in just when you least expect it. Okay, who's your favorite Ninja Turtle? Is it Leonardo?
He's not.
Right? Yeah.
Leonardo is the blue one.
Yeah, he's the one with the swords. I'm like, yeah. Give me one guy has like a stick. I'm like, get out of here, man. What are you gonna hit me with that? What are you the Little John from the Robin Prince of Thieves? Like, what are you gonna do with that stick? Give me the sword.
Nothing. It'd be cooler if it had some like blades in it or something, but like just like a pure bow staff. Like,
I don't know if you know this, but back in the 80s, like nunchucks and ninja stars were kind of like the thing. Like people would buy nunchucks and then you swing it around and then bang yourself in the head.
Yeah. I'm a Michelangelo guy.
Yeah. And then you get a ninja star and throw it at a tree and it'd bang off the tree and you'd be like,
itch in the eye.
Yeah. It's like my ninja career just went down the drain. I can't do nunchucks and I can't do ninja stars.
Who's your favorite?
Well, I can't really remember anyone.
So Leonardo is the blue one. With
Michelangelo, right? He was good.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Michelangelo's got the nunchucks. Raphael's got the size, like the little fork-looking things.
He's Michelangelo with the little daggers.
No, that's Raphael. Michelangelo is the nunchucks, orange.
I'm taking Raphael. Yeah, give me the daggers. Yeah. I'll do a little dagger action. Chop you up. See, like you're trying to get the sword out, but it's real long. Meanwhile, you got a dagger in the stomach because it's like fast. Right. Fast beats swords.
I'm a nunchuck kind of guy, and I like Michelangelo because he's the goofy one. So I like him.
And they love pizza. I remember that about
that's what this one is.
Oh, you got. Oh yeah. Did they like weird kind of pizza or just any kind of pizza?
I think they like pepperoni, if I'm not mistaken, or cheese. Like, I don't know. What do turtles like on their pizza? We should put that in the chat. Govia, if you're still in here, you should put a poll out on the Pallazzo podcast Twitter feed and see what they like the best on their. Hey, here's a hot one, real quick. Last hot take because we're already 3 minutes over, Britton. See if I get you fired up here.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of people who've been wondering all season long. Does pineapple go on pizza?
Yes. Pineapple does go on pizza. I love the Hawaiian pizza. I love Hawaiian pizza with pineapple, jalapeno peppers, chopped jalapeno peppers, and ham, also called Canadian bacon and or just plain old bacon, some type of ham. So ham, pineapple, and jalapeno on thin crust. Give it a shot. For years, decades of my life, I made fun of old people that ate pineapple. I was like, what? That's not sausage. That's not sausage or pepperoni. Get out of here. Expand your horizons. Pineapple. It's delicious. It's refreshing. It gives a little sweet to all the salt that's on your thing. It's about sweet and the salt. The melding of the flavors. What do you say, Mike V?
I'm with you on that. Here's my thing. I never really understood why anybody else cared what I put on my pizza, but pineapple does indeed go on pizza, guys. You know what else can go on pizza? Anything that you effing want. You can even throw some crispy, soft, fluffy, pillowy beignets on there if you want it on your pizza.
Some crepes. You can throw some beignets. It's all good. Life is up to you. And it's like what Qui-Gon said. Do you know who Qui-Gon is?
From the Star Wars, man. Yeah.
Obi-Wan's
Qui-Gon Jinn.
master. Qui-Gon told Anakin Skywalker, your focus determines your reality. You want to focus on a bunch of negativity? That's fine. I'm going to focus on pineapple, jalapeno, and ham on my pizza and be super happy. Shout out, Qui-Gon.
I'm a spicy guy myself. My pizza toppings are like the meat lovers kind of, or the supreme. So, but I agree with you. I don't understand why people are like, no, it doesn't go on pizza. It might not go on your pizza, but it goes on my pizza. So
don't censor my pizza.
That's right. Jesus, Robert, I'm not even going to put that up there. That comment. Oh God, I'm debating whether
commenter of the year right there.
That's a comment of the year. Should I throw that up here, or should I?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
But hey, but that's one of the pros. If you're here live, then you get to see comments this is a family show. But yes, so come in here live and you can see this comment that we probably should show. But thank you, Robert. We appreciate you.
You're freaky, Robert, man. That's good. A lot of salt for sure.
Thank
you guys very much for jumping in. Really appreciate all the questions and the dialogue, and you guys did great. We love the comments. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the Pallazzo Podcast YouTube channel. Follow myself here at _Mike VA. Follow my boy over here at Britton Allan, 2 T's, 2 L's. Got that on the first try. Thank you guys very much for joining in. Tune in tomorrow for the Pallazzo Podcast Prospects Power Hour. Govier and I will be having some football content before I head out on leave. For those of you baseball players, we get it. We talked about it on Friday. It's baseball season, I understand. But fantasy football content will be coming your way as well. Britton, any final words before we head off?
No, thank you, Mike V, for hosting the show. Pleasure as always. And looking forward to seeing Michael Govier soon. And as you said, be sure to watch the Prospects Power Hour coming up Monday or Tuesday, not 100% sure, but it's a great show. And thank you, everyone. And especially one last thing. Thank you, Jordan, for your very kind and generous tip. We appreciate you. And we also appreciate, of course, everybody that commented. Thank you. Thank you very much. And if you go to Arby's, this is the most random thing I can ever say. If you go to Arby's, do me a favor. Get the cheese steak sandwich and take a picture of it. I need to see what this thing looks like. I don't know why, but I really do.
It looks delicious.
It looks delicious. There's no way it is, but it does look delicious. I got to know.
You think they put Arby's sauce on that?
The horsey sauce?
The horsey sauce, yeah.
Could you imagine somebody in the boardroom at Arby's being like, hey, we have this sauce we made. What should we call it? How about we call it? I was thinking something like a horse, because when you think of good sauce, you think of a horse.
I think it's horseradish is what they're
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Robert again with the fire comment there. Appreciate that, dude. Thank you guys very much for jumping in. We'll see you guys next week. As always, tune in to the Pallazzo Podcast YouTube channel and go back and watch our old shit too. As Jay-Z once said, Britton, if you want my old stuff, buy my old albums. Okay. So see you guys next week. Thank you guys very much. Later.